Hello and welcome. Today's fly is the Babine Special, and this fly is representing 2 eggs and some hackle and some marabou and some red thread. Fairly simple, low materials, so let's get started. The hook size is a size 6 and it's a salmon steelhead hook. The thread we are using is 1/36 dinar, uni thread, color red. So we're going to start the thread wraps, secure it, remove the tag, and we're going to work our way back all the way to the bend of the hook. Don't have to do touching wraps, just need to get it to the back. Okay. And it should stop right there, right about the barb. Now what we want to do is get our marabou, which is the tail. It is marabou from hairline, white. So what we want to do is we want this to be about 1 inch, and it's however you want it. Sorry, I got to refocus there. But you could have it coming off really long, or you could have it shorter. I'm going to have it about 1 inch off the back end of the hook. And we're just going to capture that. Lock it down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually grab the feather and hold it down on the hook and then tighten it down to kind of build up the body. And if you do it this way, it won't get all crinkled up on you and look like a mess. So we're going to trim the remaining. Try not to get your thread. And now we're just going to cinch all this down. I like to do long wraps to secure this down. And then go back. Just to make it nice and clean, where I don't have to worry about this anymore. We'll take it all the way to the back. Now what we need to get is our medium chenille. It is orange chenille. Size is medium. And what I like to do is I like to pinch the end off to expose the core. Right there's the core. Let me see. There we are. And if you just pinch off the end, you can get that core. So what we want to do is now lock the core into the shank and make sure that that doesn't come untangled, because then you will be starting from scratch. So let's just get this in. And now we want to move the thread up. Make sure we get our marabou out. And I leave the chenille on the packet. And we just want to do wraps just to make it like an egg pattern. Do two wraps side by side, and then you can start doing over wraps sideways. I'm at diagonal. And then bring it under the barb, and then we're going to go back, over, and we're just trying to make it look like a round ball. And then once it gets high, it's going to fall on you, so therefore you can just keep on stacking on top of each other and make it look like an egg. Okay. And we're about done with this one, if it'll stay, and we're going to bring it over There we go. And then we're going to lock it in with a thread. Get one wrap and then you can pretty much come around and seal it in. Okay, watch that hook, the point, because it will go through this thread. Okay, after that what we want to do is get the remainder and cut it off. And then what I like to do is I like to come up behind it and make sure that chenille is tucked in there pretty good. So now we're going to bring it back, and now we've got to add the strung saddle hackle, and it is by hairline. And we're using color white. So pluck you out a good feather, and then as like the Marabou, I like to clean it up and get the back off of it, the furry stuff that we don't use. Like this. This is on the step-by-step demonstration, and it makes life a little easier. Then what we want to do is we want to grab the tip and then push the feathers back to kind of create a V. And here is what we want it to look like as a starting point. And it doesn't help to have a white background. But what we're going to do is we're going to capture that and we're going to tie it in. We want to get these fibers back as much as we can, and we want to be right on top of this egg right here. And so now what we need to do is come forward. Don't need to come forward that much because we're only doing a couple turns. Oops, twist it on me. Want to keep this as straight as possible, otherwise the feathers will not cooperate with you. And we're going to just give it 2 to 3 wraps. Okay. So now we're going to look and make sure it looks alright. So now we're going to come up and wrap it in, remove the excess without cutting our line. There we go. And you're going to have some feathers coming through. It's no big deal. If it's longer than the eye, then we definitely want to trim it back. But that's essentially what we're looking for. Now we're going to come forward, cinch all that down, and now we're going to start the second egg. And as the first, we're just going to take it and pinch some off to get the expose the core. I'm going to come up in here and tie in the core like so, bring it back as much as we can without impeding on the hackle. Okay, and now what we want to do here is create another egg. So we're going to go around 2 times. We're going to come back around, making sure we're not taking our hackle with us. We don't want to bury that. And then we're going to come diagonal. Okay, I need to get this thread out of the way. Okay. And essentially we're almost there. And you don't want to do it too tight, but you definitely don't want it too loose. So it's gonna pop on me here in a minute and go into 3 rows, which is what I'm looking for. Or it may just stay there. But either way, we are essentially done with this egg. I'm going to bring this back, bring the thread, and secure the chenille. A couple tight wraps, and then you can actually just come in and put tight wraps on it. And now it's secure. Do some more wraps just to make sure. We don't want this to unravel. That's for sure. Come in, push the thread back with your forefinger, remove the remaining chenille, Then we're going to come back in and tidy it up and make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, now this is where I like to come forward and start creating the head. Come back. Okay. Still got some chenille here that needs to be tucked in. Okay, just start building up that head. And come back. So now we want to tie in the second hackle. Same thing as the first one. We want to clean it up. Do the V, triangle, whatever you want to call it. And then tie it in. So let me get the V going. Stroke the feathers back. And this is what we're looking for. So we're going to tie this in. Okay. Try to get as close to the egg as we can without impeding on it. We want to get back here and cut all this remainder off. We want to cut that off. It's a lot easier to do this now than later. So what we want to do is get the thread up. And remember, we're only doing 2 to 3 wraps. So we don't really want the thread too far away. And I think we'll give it one more, since we only did, I think we only did 2 on the last one. And then clean this up. Give it a couple wraps. And then we need to cut the remaining. Be careful not to cut your thread. Bad time to be doing that. And then what we can do is we can bring these fibers back. Like so. And then we want to clean this up as much as possible, just so we have mostly a red head on the fly. We'll bring it up, bury that fiber, come through, and we're just kind of doctoring it up now, building up the head, making it look presentable. Okay, I think I got it right there on that one. Yep, I think we're good. Alright, and we're going to go through with the whip finish 2 different times. 4, 5 again. Alrighty, and there we go. And you probably, with the being that we got a bunch of thread on the head here, you definitely want to get some UV on the top here to harden that up. But there you go, the Babine special. Thank you for viewing the video, and if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. The material list will be in the comment section, as well as the step-by-step that we did for our participants. Again, thank you very much.